If you've ever searched for this problem online, and you have, because you're here, you already know what the search brings. Take a deep breath. Practice more. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Talk to the mirror for 15 minutes a day. Write your answer and read it out loud on video. Focus on connection, not perfection. Lovely. Totally useless. Not wrong exactly. It is indeed okay to make mistakes. Most of those are fine, but they are aimed at the symptom. And if you already tried breathing, already practiced, already told yourself you're fine, but the freeze still comes, then you already know that that advice does not reach the problem. A stalled engine doesn't need encouragement. It needs someone who understands why it stalled. So, why does it stall? There are two things happening when you freeze. Most people, if they even think about it at all, only identify one. And even then, they name it wrong. Cause 1. Automation failure. Your English at home works fine. In a cafe, no stakes, relaxed. It works fine. You can hold a conversation, write a message, follow a film, no problem. But that English was built for calm conditions. Think of it like a frame, the structure that holds everything together. It stands perfectly well when there is no weight on it. The moment real weight arrives, a real person, a real consequence, a clock running, anything that isn't fully automatic becomes unreliable. Not gone, not broken, just not wired in deeply enough to hold under load. You built it in calm, but the test comes under pressure. The frame crumbles, the engine stalls. And people usually say at this point, I need to practice more, which is again, not wrong, it's partly true, but it's not the whole story. Because there is a second cause, and this one almost nobody talks about. Cause 2. Comprehension panic. You freeze because you didn't fully catch what they said. The immigration officer speaks fast, maybe slightly unclear, maybe with an accent you haven't heard before. You got about 70% of it. And now, in the space of 1 second, two things are happening at the same time. You're trying to process what you've missed, and you're trying to produce a response. Two jobs on the same engine at the same time, under pressure. It stalls. And the worst part, from the inside, it feels like your English disappeared. It didn't disappear. It was just asked to do two things at once, and it couldn't. These two causes sometimes can feel identical. They are not, and that matters, because they do have the same fix, but from different angles. One principle, two applications. The principle is this. Under pressure, complexity fails. Simplicity survives. Your English collapses mid-sentence not because you don't know enough, but because under pressure you are trying to build a complex structure in real time. Constructing a sentence the way you would if you had time to think, but you don't have time to think, and the construction collapses halfway through. The fix is not to think faster, the fix is to build less. Now the fix for the first cause, which is when you freeze while producing. This is what I call the SVO reset. Subject, verb, object. Three things. I need help. The pain is here. I don't understand this form. I want to speak to someone else. These sentences are not impressive. Sometimes they may not even sound 100% natural, but they don't need to. They just carry the information across. That is their only job. Here's why it works mechanically. A subject-verb-object sentence requires almost no construction under pressure. Subject, the doer of the action. Verb, the action itself. Then, if needed, the object. To whom or what the action is directed. Your brain doesn't have to decide on tense, on clause structure, on word order beyond the most basic. It's the skeleton of the language. And the frame, at its most stripped down, does not crumble. When you feel the freeze arriving, and you will feel it arriving, there is always a moment just before it hits. Strip the sentence back. Don't try to produce the full, impressive, correct version. Produce the skeleton. Get the meaning across. That is a complete success. I've taught English to beginners and in elementary school. Sometimes you simplify and make your own language incorrect so that they understand what you want them to do. For example, when a kid is running and you literally tell them, John, no running. Running bad. Slow, good. That wasn't exactly correct, but John understood what I wanted from him. Right, especially for you, I've made what I call a user's manual for this simple hack. It is literally an anti-lesson which will show you exactly how to apply what we just talked about once and for all. You can find the link to it in the description and the pinned comment. And now let's look at the second hack. Fix for cause number 2. When you freeze while receiving. This one is way simpler, and for some reason people still find it harder. Could you say that again, please? That's it. You know this phrase. You've known it since you were 12. But here's the thing. Most people in your situation just simply don't use it. But not because they've forgotten it, but because people think that using it feels like announcing their own failure. Like holding up a sign that says, "My English isn't good enough." But that's far from truth. It's a proper sentence, correct, not your random sorry, what, I no understando. A friend of mine from Bristol, the UK, says it all the bloody time. It is not a failure signal. It's a comprehension tool. It's definitely much better than saying yes or no to an open-ended question. Like someone asking you, "What's your favorite food, mate?" And you're like, "Yes." Do you know what I mean? Right, native speakers use this question constantly. In loud rooms, on bad phone lines. When somebody speaks too fast, I speak too fast, and 50% of the native speakers do ask this question to me. It signals nothing except, I want to understand what you said correctly. And that's a completely normal, entirely reasonable thing to want. Plus, the person will probably say it more slowly and maybe more simply. And there is no shame in that. After all, no one is there to show off. What it does mechanically, it removes one of the two loads. You were carrying process what I missed and produce a response at the same time. This phrase drops the first load. Now you have one job. It was two jobs that stole it. And the engine can handle one job, especially with a hint I just showed you. So yeah, just one sentence. Could you say that again, please? And the freeze is already half solved even before you've said anything else. So the frame crumbles under load because it was built for calm conditions. And that's not a character flaw. That's just how structures work when they haven't been properly tested. The fix is not more English. It's not better confidence. It's knowing what to do in the 2 seconds after the stall hits. SVO when you freeze mid-sentence. Could you say that again when you freeze mid-listen? 2 moments, 1 principle. Complexity fails. Simplicity survives. The entire frame has just a few more elements to be properly stable. If you want to know how to stabilize yours, just click this video over here. In it, I explain exactly what you need and how to do that. So I'm not saying goodbye, I'm saying see you over there.